Hey guys, Bearded CB82. So today I got a little bitty update on these Capri Ratchets. So stay tuned, we'll see what I got to say about them. Alright, so like it says, before we get the camera turned around here too quick, first I got a shout out. John Lahr, he just got his feet wet into YouTube yesterday. Some of you guys might already be subscribed to your channel. I'm going to put a link down below so you can go check out what he's got. He just uploaded a little bitty tour of some of his tools today. Yesterday was kind of a basic shop tour. He's got a pretty good size shop. He's got a pretty good size Cornwell toolbox. So wouldn't you guys like to see what he has in that box? I know I do. So anyways, link down in the description below to his channel. That and he's a Marine. I won't hold that against him. But fellow veteran, go check him out. Let's show him some support. Let's get him welcomed in, guys. So anyways, back to some ratchets. All right, so past 2 weeks now, I've been using these guys pretty steadily. Hell, as often as I can. I've been using this, tighten up hose clamps, loosen up hose clamps, the smaller fasteners, 10 mil on down, 11 mil some cases, so 7/16. And so far, I've not found any fault with these guys. Like I said, been using them to their existence. The 1/4 inch has been holding up pretty darn good. I mean, for a $13 ratchet for what you get, I would buy this 1,000 times more than I ever would the Carlisle version of this, just because of past experiences. But so far, break-in on this one's going quite well. Now the 1/2 inch, bigger one. These two have been pretty much married, this plug socket along with this 1/2 inch, and yeah, there's that 3-degree backswing on it that I was telling you guys about on the first video. That hasn't really been so much of an issue, but the only time I've got an issue with this ratchet is just when I need a bigger ratchet. It's just that little bit of, well, extra several inches of length there, as you can see. That just kind of does, sometimes you need it. And that's really been my only complaint about, is when I just don't have enough ratchet behind it. But other than that, everything on the 1/2 inch been functioning well. Then the 3/8 still sounds just a touch dry, but there's no mushiness, there's no grittiness in any of these. And then that 3-degree backlash, that's the same in all three of them. I find that not disconcerting. I've even used this a crap load here. The past couple weeks have been nothing but overheads and spark plugs. Literally 2 a day on top of all the other services to be done. I mean, take a look. I've been already wearing some of the phosphate off that. I'll palm this. I've tried rubbing my thumb against it just to simulate, you know, accidental disengagement of it with it having the backlash swing, and I've had no problems with that with any of these. It will engage slightly faster when you have a well, let me grab a socket here. So you go to loosen a fastener, and then when the fastener does get loose, it'll pretty much stay a little bit stiffer. That's what I think is the deeper gear teeth in this for the pawls or the head or both. But at that point, it is, on any three of these, it's nothing that you can't take your 2 fingers and literally hand loosen the rest of the way. I'd say the difference of engagement between it and, well, any of these, and say a snap-on ratchet, this was just one I happened to grab real quick, is probably within an inch-pound maybe 1.5 pound, and for nobody who really doesn't know what inch pounds are, tighten up a nut to 12 inch pounds and try to break it free with just your fingers. You're probably not going to get it unless you're a gorilla, basically, or on steroids. So for it to be pretty darn close with when these will do relatively the same thing, I'll say that that's plenty good. Now, like I said about this 3/8 ratchet, we're going to take a little bitty close in look of it here. Get some adjustment in. Get a fresh rag. And the mag tray. Gotta love mag trays. They come in handy so much. And this would not be the first ratchet that I've had an issue like this. I've had ratchets that had cost less than this 3/8 drive that were just a little bit dry, even after break-in. Heck, the Harbor Freight one that cost the same amount as this one, they're 3/8. Let me move something real quick. As you can tell, I've got plenty of ratchets to choose from. Get you guys set back down and adjusted. This is obviously replaced. That's pressing up, that's pressing down. There's some opposites in between this new ratchet and the other ratchet. Still non-positive, my biggest complaint. This very positive switch. But the other Harbor Freight ratchet, after about 1.5 weeks of using it, I cleaned the factory grease out of it. Re-greased it with some air ratchet grease, and it felt a little bit better. It didn't feel too bad to start with, but I like to service my own ratchets, and I like them to sound a particular way. So on that note, we're going to get our Torx bit. As you can see, well, it's Torx. Gonna put our finger against here. Gonna take a look, do some servicing of this guy. Get it broke free. It's in there nice. And what's nice is it only has 2 holding everything together versus 3. That says something a little bit better on their construction. That is in there. All right. All right, as you can see, we've got Loctite on there already. That's a good sign. The Harbor Freight one did as well. Yep, also well Loctited. And it's a pin threaded at the end. If I can get that to show up or not. Yeah, maybe it doesn't want to. Camera's not wanting to focus today. Next step. And yes, I will do this to any ratchet, snap-on or otherwise, should I deem fit, because that's just what I am. I'm a mechanic. All right, so it does, so you get a better picture here. I have a light coating of grease, so it's probably just a little bit light coming from the factory on this one. I don't feel that coming from the other 2 ratchets, so probably just this one. Doesn't want to focus or cooperate. There we go. So as you can see, and just a little bit from the break-in. And so breaking in is quite well. That cleaned off. All right, now pull the head. Non-magnetic, I like that. Yeah, it just didn't quite have enough grease to it. The teeth, if I can get it to focus for you guys, teeth do look a bit deeper than, almost twice as deep as what the Harbor Freight one was, it looks like. Get her cleaned off here. Take a regular rag, a good one of these shop style rags, Scott's. It all cleaned out. And yes, I will do this to snap-on ratchets like I was saying. I've done it to the Harbor Freight ratchets already. And a personal preference deal. All right. So wear plate on the back. It gets to focus. You can see standard wear inside. Come on. Can't get the light to shine just right. Oh, I know what to do. I know this is going a little bit longer than what you guys expected. But try to face that away. The teeth on the pawls are a lot deeper. Hopefully the phasing from the light isn't screwing up the camera. But the pawls on the teeth on the pawls are definitely a lot heavier on these, which is why that gets that little bit of backlash. Like I said, you got a very heavy detent ball in there. We'll just shoot some grease down around in there. Pawls, let me take it over here. Yeah, that's good. So that would definitely be stronger pawls on that. I like that. Clean one side, switch it over, clean the other. Yep. This one just wasn't quite greased just enough from the factory. And at least it wasn't a snap-on one where I'd have to complain about that. $18 ratchet. Feels good. And then if you want to, if you feel like it, you can usually just try to make sure, but I'm not getting anything out of the teeth. So, pawls are nice and heavy. Heads got a little bit deeper. Good 72 tooth for contact. I like that. Construction, good. So we'll just take a little bit air ratchet grease around the inside. Right there. Down along through the bottom. Good dab right dead center. We'll put a dab on the other one too. A little bit on each pawl. Oh, as I'm getting out of camera here. So, wee bit in there. And dab more. Dab more around there. And I learned this watching my snap-on guy rebuild Blue Point ratchet for me, because the Blue Point rebuild kits do not come with grease like the snap-on ones do. So there we go, got a little bit of high-grade grease. Give her a little spin. Down on the pawl a tick. Let her get to running. And we'll just little dab around the face. All right. There we go. A little bit more on that pawl. Much better. There you go. Takes about 5 minutes to do a little bitty tune-up on your ratchet, regardless of brand. So we hold that down. I like the construction. I like that it's very easy to service. Because yeah, when you got to do this to a snap-on ratchet when you've only had it for 2 weeks, it kind of makes you a little irked, because you get a 3/8 ratchet like this from Snap-on and you're paying $100 some odd. You want it to be pristine, but then you have said same ratchet over the course of several months, might feel like it's getting just a touch gritty on you. Well, just take her apart, clean her up a touch. Doesn't take much. Now that we got her all back together, that sounds much better. I like that. All right. Must have been made on a Friday. But other than that, the one complaint that I kind of had about this one is resolved. Shy of $14, 18 and a half, just shy of $19, and about $25. You guys over there at Capri, Mark, if you're listening, the biggest complaint that I'm gonna tell you on all three of these, man, if you guys just put some longer handles on here to where you really get some torque on them using the same heads, like say add 3 inches to the 3/8, add about 1.5 inches to 2 inches on the quarter, and add about probably a good 4 inches to this 1/2 inch there, and you guys are gonna have definitely have a hell of a gear wrench killing ratchet. These things would do phenomenally, especially in Taiwan. So if you're listening, you know, maybe even you guys can figure out how to incorporate some type of you know, 9 or even 7 position locking flex head, or even just regular flex head to where it just goes like that, to where you can adjust tension through the screw. You'd have a bomber ratchet, guys. You know, soft grip aside, that goes into the personal preference deal, but yeah, if you add some length to these guys to where you can get some torque behind them, be killer. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it took so long. Remember, shop safety is just as important as firearm safety. You screw something up, someone could die. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Take care. Later.